Hello, 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 and welcome back. Welcome, one and all, to another live stream. As we're getting started here today, we are working on a Cthulhu, and that's pretty exciting, because it's Cthulhu. Lord of... I have no idea. I'm sure he's a lord. Don't Google it, just in case. Just blindly follow, and then you'll be fine. I'm sure he's a lord of darkness, water, maybe of squid or octopus. I mean, look at him. If he's not Lord of Octopus, I mean, come on, what is he doing? Just like the flying spaghetti monster is the Lord of Spaghetti. Everyone knows this. And people. For details. But yeah, we're going to be continuing on the detail pass. We got most of the Prismarine section, I think, done yesterday. So today I'm gonna finish. I remember we need to do the hands for Prismarine, and then it's gonna be you need to do the rocks, and what else? Hands, rocks. Need to figure out if I can make the eyes angry, and right, warped. I want to add some more warped detail. I think those are all the things. And yeah, that should be fun. Oh. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. Shall we get into it? Oh. Monster go burr. Burr. do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Yeah. Excellent. Look at him. Look at him. Oh. Spooky boy. Okay. So again, we're going to work on the hands, then probably rocks. Let's do hands and then go to the warped. I'm not going to do too much warp, but it will help add a little bit, here and there, I think. Let's start the recording. Hopefully you guys are having a nice day. Happy Thursday. Is it Thursday? Or is it Friday? It is Thursday. Happy Thursday. I know what day it is. Always. Totally. Uh-huh. Look on the bright side. Tomorrow's Friday. I don't need to know what day of the week it is for me to or for you to be happy that tomorrow's Friday. It's all that's needed, right? So there you go. Positive. So yeah, we're working on the hands, and then we go on. But hopefully you had a nice day today. Yesterday was not as productive as I would have hoped, but can't win them all. Today though, I woke up. I actually got an incredible amount of sleep in terms of hours, but that's all I can give it is just a lot of sleep in terms of hours. Because in terms of actually being, not tired, I'm very tired. I don't know why. Considering how much sleep I got, I think I got... What time did I go to sleep? 10-ish? Woke up at... When did I wake up? I think I woke up around... My alarm clock goes at 6. So I got 8 hours of sleep. Should be enough. It wasn't. It wasn't. There's some days where when you're really tired, I'm sure you guys have experienced this, and you need to get extra sleep to kind of make up for it. And I think that's where I'm at. Which is weird. Because, you know... I actually had, like, Monday to, like, sleep in. Which I don't usually get. Maybe that's what did it. It threw everything off balance. Because I was like, how do I... Sleeping in? I don't know how to do this. But... yeah, it's fine. Right. We know how to deal with stuff like this. And ain't gonna stop us. Like the Queen said, can't stop us now, right? I think this is what they were referring to. Mm-hmm. Definitely this and nothing else. Although it's a can't. Don't stop us now. Can't stop us now. Oh no, I don't remember the Queen song. I used to listen only to Queen for the longest time. When I was younger, I was not into music pretty much at all. So what I would listen to is a CD I had of just Queen that I think my stepdad gave me at some point. I was like, I'd listen to Queen and nothing else. That was me. I was that person, whatever that means. So my favorite song for the longest time was the "We Will Rock You" song, which probably is not named that, but to this day I cannot for the life of me remember any name of any song. One day I'll start remembering songs. I doubt it. I'll be honest, I doubt it. But you know, we could all hope. You know, people do change, despite popular belief. People do change. It's just a matter of time. The problem usually is people need to want to change in that aspect. I don't really care about music very much. I'm not gonna lie. It's crap. Yeah, that smoothed it out a little more. No holes. No holes allowed. But I hope you guys got a good amount of rest, unlike me. And you're energized and ready to tackle the day. Or if it's already evening, that you have tackled the day well. Oh. That's my hope. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. My goodness. The song knows how to count. The song also is not the song to do when you have a slight headache. So I'm gonna skip it. I hope you guys don't mind. But music, when I say skip, I don't mean turn off. Just so we're clear here, right? I did click skip. That means you play another song afterwards. Capiche? I had something actually I haven't heard in a long time. Anyone use the word capiche? I think when I was younger, I heard that a lot. And I don't know if it's actually like an actual word that's just in a language and then people were just saying it at the time. Or if it's slang. I assume it's an actual word because I haven't heard it in a while. Because the people I hang out with are different in terms of, you know, background. Music. Music. There we go. Good music. Thank you. Do do. Do do do. You know, I'm like humming along as though I can pretend to actually know how the song goes, but I don't really. I'm only hoping that I'm just gonna repeat the same thing it just did. That's pretty much it. You know, I'm a fraud. I'm sorry. I don't actually know the song. I have always, though, wanted to, you know, be more musically inclined. I remember when I was younger, I used to want to learn how to play the guitar. Now, did I ever go to even the point where, I don't think even my parents knew about that. I don't think I ever mentioned it. Yeah, I want to play guitar for whatever reason. But me being as tone deaf as I am, not exactly the easiest thing in the world to do. Go figure, right? You're a hole. I was gonna close you up. So I remember when I was in high school, I want to say, we had ninth grade. We had a class where you kind of go through the 4 different like art things. There was like choir, like drawing, band, and dance. I think those are the 4. And I remember what's it called? Someone asked, like, do you guys want to do the I forget what they're called. The Doremi. The notes, how you would say it. And I raised my hand all excited and I did it, and people kind of laughed because I was so off pitch. And then it was at one point, one of the people that was like, you know, I guess music major, because in my high school we had majors, came up to me. No, this was middle school. This was middle school. Middle school, not high school. Came up to me and was like, "Hey, let's, you know." He played 2 notes back to back. He's like, "Can you hear the difference between that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." What I didn't tell him is I could hear the difference, but I couldn't tell you which one was which. It's just, I have the weird thing where if you play 2 notes back to back and then you swap to a different thing, to a different note, all of a sudden I will still hear the same notes. So if you like played like A B A B A B, and at some point pressed B twice, and then it effectively became B A B A, I would still think it was A B A B. Most likely. If I wasn't like pinpoint paying attention exactly, you know, which I normally don't. That's kind of my story with that. Yeah. Okay. One other thing I wanted to try is copy. I'll try that. Quick. Okay. Let's see if anything happens from that. This hidden thing that I did. Magical. Magical. I'm so indecisive. Like, I don't want to place two next to each other, and yet I find myself doing that all the time. I was like, if it looks good, but like, I don't want to. Decisions are hard, eh? I'm telling you, decisions are hard. Decisions are hard. But it's impossible to please everyone, including yourself. Because you are your own worst critic. That is just how it is. I think if you're pleased with yourself, that is the best thing that can happen. Gotta believe. Okay, we did it. We did all this. Yeah. Oh, why are you so flat underneath here? What is this? What is this blasphemy? We gotta make it seem like at least there's some grip here, my good sir. You know? We gotta have you gripless, basically. There you go. Yeah. A little heft to his finger, a little heft. His poor palm, you know. His palms aren't sweaty, so he's fine, you know. He needs a good grip. To, you know, hold these, as Henrik put it yesterday, booby-like rocks. Uh-huh. You know what? Let's do that all the way through. Okay. Are we good? I really want to take away from a bit here. Is that too much? You know, it's not actually. It's not. It's actually okay. Good. Good, good, good. That means I could probably do the same thing here. As a way of smoothing out the area without actually changing the blocks. Yeah, that is better. I think we have to do something similar when on the dragon. Maybe we're designing him on the tail because he had a big straight section. So actually, let's do that in some areas. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what we should have been doing. My goodness, how could I forget such a crucial thing? Not to be confused with a crucial brand. That's a different thing. They make RAM and stuff. Okay. We're good? I think we might be good with the 10 now. It's too bad, you know, I stopped working on it. It's always hard to do, right? When do you call it quits? When is it good enough? Okay. Okay. Cool. You just stop. Say okay, cool, as though like I'm gonna stop now, but okay, stop. I'm gonna keep working on that forever if I never step away. That's just how I am. And then it'll be 4 hours later. I'll be realistic. 2 hours later, I'll be like, oh crap, I didn't get anything done. Okay. I am touching up here because I did remember we haven't really been here. There we go. I kind of want to do a before and after, but at this point it'll be very difficult to do. I guess what I could do is grab a screenshot from the replay mod if I wanted to do it before and after. Yeah, that probably is my best option. Otherwise, yeah, grabbing a comparison would not be the easiest thing in the world. But you know what? I might do it just to see kind of what all this has changed. The detail pass. There's one thing to kind of work on it, and then see like, yeah, it looks good. And then it's another to actually like see like, oh, this is how far it's come. Because sometimes when you are working on a big project and you're feeling like demotivated, like, man, I haven't like done anything. If you just step back and kind of look at the previous work, it's a good way of kind of, you know, feeling a bit better about what you've done. Feel more accomplished, you know? There you go. Mm-hmm. Excellent, excellent. I thought we did this part. No? I mean, clearly not, but... Oh, that's right. We didn't do these, the bottoms of these tentacles. I don't know. I remember. I'm sure I'll be finding plenty of places. I don't know why I'm so surprised. Like, oh, really? We didn't do this other area? I was flying around so much yesterday where I wasn't really paying attention to where I was going. I was like, oh, this is an area we haven't done yet. This is an area we haven't done yet. It's pretty much how we were. Should do the same thing kind of here. So, spot. Kind of have to round it out, dome it out, however you want to call it. I especially want to try to break up like these with Prismarine and the Prismarine with Warped, just to make it so I don't really have these large areas of just flatness. Ideally, I know it's impossible, but you know, minimizing them does help, I think, in giving that look. Is that how you want? There. All goody. Oh. Good way of finding these areas, actually, I'm finding, is if you fly out and you just see a big flat area, you know that has been worked on there, because nothing should be completely like flat, right? Like this is obviously a big flat area because nothing has been touched. But once it has been touched, you won't have a big flat area anymore. And you'll be happy. It's very important. Mm-hmm. Calm. I'm curious how big I would need to make him if I want to make the fingers actually like completely intricate. Is that the word? Where you could tell each finger apart. Probably like double in size. My estimate. What I can do is this. So at least it will actually simulates fingers a bit, because there's now a divide there, right? So now I can say 1 finger, 2 finger, 3, 4, and thumb, sort of. Maybe? Let's see if we can make this one, right? Because we have then 1, 2, 3. 3. So I should be able to make this one actually potentially a full-fledged finger by doing something like this. You know, that actually works. It's not perfect, no, but it does split it up. I'll go check out if I can do it there as well in a moment. Because I didn't try that before. And surprisingly, it has worked a lot better than I thought it would. No, no. There we go. Oh. Go up his arm. Like a little bug, snake? One prefer. I was imagining snake slithering up. But, you know, would it be like a snake? I feel like it's more like a bug. So I feel a snake would, if it went around it, it would not go in a straight line up. It would go around and around. Maybe I'm not a snake expert, but I feel like that would be the case. Probably wrong. Wouldn't surprise me. Yep. Can't be getting stuck there. Come. Oh. Excellent. I think what I'm doing now is a great example of how my brain functions, or lack thereof. I wanted to do just a hand, and yet I've been, or arm, flying around pretty much everywhere else as well. This entire time. There you go. Starting to get in 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers. Wonderful, wonderful. Probably should put a little bit on the bottom here. And from a distance, it looks slightly more smoothed out. Then here, we can do our stair trick. I don't know why I call things tricks. They're not tricks. But you know what? It sounds cool. So why not? I will call everything I do a trick. That way I will not be a one-trick pony, because everything is a trick. Problem solved. That's how you stop being a one-trick pony, right? If everything is a trick, although the saying is also, if everything is something, then nothing is something. Oh no. I might have didn't think this through. Crap. That means I'm a no-trick pony. Not even a one, I'm a no. There are no tricks. That's okay. It's a children's cereal, you know. I guess it makes sense. I'm too old. Tricks are for kids, right guys? Let's say song. What happened there? Got stuck? Was that only in records? Where song would start to skip? Or is that back in like cassette time? I don't remember if I've ever heard of a song skip actually. Like, I know what it is. I know it's happened in the past, but I don't remember if it's ever happened to me. But most likely, if it has happened, it's just too long ago that at this point I just don't remember. Probably would be a safe guess. Oh. I've already been thinking of things I could do once 117 comes out. Because we're going to actually go out and cave a bit. So probably a week after it comes out is when we'll update the server. Give or take, because probably that's going to be enough time. If things just get updated like immediately, then, you know, I'll update earlier. But probably give or take a week. That's usually how long things take. I imagine things like Optifine won't be available. The one I'm worried about is Replay Mod. Because I would really like that one for everything. Ooh, you know what? We're not going to see the bottom of this. But yeah, we're not gonna see the bottom of it. We're bringing the rocks all the way down to the ocean floor level. Anyway, we're not gonna see the bottom. I do not need to cover his hands. I could, and I might, but I don't need to. I think. I think we'll survive. Now we want to do the fingers here. We got 1, 2. We can do 3 here. And we kind of have this one. In a sense. You know what? That actually works pretty nicely. Maybe even like that. Yeah, then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course the thumb. Yeah, okay. We actually managed to somehow get fingers sort of separated out. So I am as Mumbo would put it, chuffed to bits, right? Excellent. Okay, those are good. Did I not do this one? Guess not. Oh no, I did. I just didn't do probably enough. Spooky man. Spooky. Oh. Okay. Down here we have done a bit. I think we're pretty much starting to wrap up this section, and then we can move on to the warp section, which I think will add a far more detail than this, because it'll be a higher contrast. So that's gonna be good. Okay. Let's go in with... Okay, give me one last area. So let's go in with the warped. But as soon as I finish... Yeah, just this little spot. This cute little spot that we missed. Ends up being a... There. I don't want to make a pure diagonal. I'm trying to smooth it, not make more geometry. Okay. Looking good. Okay, let's go warped. Let's go warped. So we want kind of warped down here. Right, there's gonna be a lot more warped here. Probably gonna use a lot of slabs here instead of stairs, because I don't want to go overboard. I think slabs will do the trick for that. At least a little bit better, potentially. Yeah. Yeah. I want a little bit up here. I want to go less and less as we go up. So, just do a little bit everywhere. Some stairs. Some stairs. Can't completely ignore them. That's a lot of, you know, I'm uncovering and I'm like, oh, there's more here. Well, okay, you know what, let's do that. Fine, game, fine. I'll move it there. Hope you're happy. Mm-mm-mm. That better? It's definitely a lot more there. It's definitely a lot more, which is what we want. Maybe it's a little bit extra down here. I don't want to do 3 in a row. Not the same kind. There we go. Better. Okay, that's a lot there. Actually, a little too much right here. There. Break that up. Then gets less and less. Okay. We're good there. Let's go. Next tentacle. Beautiful tentacle. They're gonna be the greatest tentacles Minecraft has ever seen. How? By not showing them any other tentacles. That's how. You know, you can be the best, you know, racer in the world if there's no competition. Just saying. If somehow something happens that just eliminates all your competition, then by default you win. So it's not cheating. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know. I stepped away from the area I was working on. Yeah, let's go back. Let's go back to these. Do I want to do a bit more here? I do. Yeah. All good. So while working on this guy, that's probably gonna push us. It's definitely gonna push us to 1-8 in terms of. Although it might not. How much? When is this coming out? Tuesday. Monday is my day off. So effectively we have 1, 2, 3, 4 days to work on him. I mean, that is enough days. I'm more thinking of, like, is that too many days? Potentially. Potentially. It might not need that many. And if that's the case, we'll figure something out. We could probably start gathering the materials. That's probably what we'll do, because no matter what, we will need all this prismarine. All the prismarine under the sun shall be ours. It's a bit maybe too much warped here, actually. Let's tone it back just a little bit. I still want to maintain the gradient. Better. Better. Do, 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 do. Okay, we want more on the bottom. Anywhere else I can put one? Some of that might be a bit too much, but at the same time, might not actually be enough. Because behind here, it really needs to, a few. This is still the tentacle. Why has nothing? Is interesting. I guess I did, when I was doing it, I just didn't click there. That would be the logical reasoning, huh? Do. Okay, there we go, there we go. Get in there. Okay, I need to... put it there. Problem solved. Cover it. There. It just seemed a little bit too much there. In terms of the pattern. Okay, okay. Looking good, looking good. Now, what about the back ones? Look at the back ones now. Yeah, we can place, definitely we can place some here. And really kind of probably smooth it out even more. There you go. A bit more. Don't like you. I didn't like you. You have to go. You looked at me funny. Is that Simpsons or Family Guy? Someone's complaining like, I don't like the way you look. Or you're looking at me. Yeah. Do we want more on the bottom? I think a little bit more on the bottom and just a little bit less on top. To get a slightly better gradient. And maybe I guess not so much less on top. It's just changed the way they are. Something like that. Probably needs a bit more on top. Now look at it. Should be a good way of smoothing it out too. Less here. Okay, okay. Goody, goody. I mean, as I'm streaming, my headache's slowly going away. Could be because of the caffeine I had earlier. Oh, you know what I forgot? I have Excedrin. Which, if you've never had, is like a bunch of different things and caffeine. And it really helps headaches. Or migraines, rather. And honestly, it's probably my go-to migraine medication. I don't have... Sometimes you just have like a very big migraine. And probably not for everyone. I remember when I was sick at some point. After I first finished being sick, I had a sinus infection. Which, if you don't know, it's like if you're like sniffling a lot, you get like mucus gets stuck like somewhere like up, up there, And just randomly, you can have like super powerful migraines. They don't last very long, but Excedrin was my way of kind of dealing with them, and it was wonderful. Because it was like to the point where like I was crying from the pain of the headache. It was that bad. I was like, and then like within like minutes, it was like, okay, we're good. Let's continue where we were. It's great. I love this stuff. But don't take too much of it. You don't want to get reliant on it. There we go. Guess we're getting that transition. Okay, well, we came here for slabs and stairs. I'm just swapping around colors at this point. No. Where do we put him? Where do we put him? Oh, I've done this one. Oh, I've done this one. Because that's a slab. That is a slab. The question is that a tentacle? This is a tentacle, isn't it? Oh, I didn't realize that is a tentacle. And there's probably... Yeah, these are both tentacles. Whoopsie. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and, two things. One, I didn't do these. Hey, Jamal, welcome in. How's it going today? I realized I didn't do these, and in terms of slabs and stairs, and I didn't realize it was their tentacles. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, let's, go ahead and fix that. Get these, all nice and, warped, shall we say? Because it's warped wood. Get it? Get it? Doing good? I'm glad to hear that. I am very glad. Yeah. I've been making good progress on Cthulhu here. I keep wanting to say Cthulhu because Hearthstone and World of Warcraft. I mean, okay, well, pretty much Hearthstone only because I don't think I wasn't really playing during the Cthulhu raids in World of Warcraft. So I actually had experience with him there. I'm doing well, doing well. Yeah. Overall, you know, can't complain too much, which, you know, in my case is good. Because I can definitely complain. In fact, I do so a lot about things that don't matter. So, yeah. I'd say overall, I give myself like a B. A solid B. Yeah. Maybe it'll go up to a B plus later. Do we need more? Yeah, we still need more warped here. Don't quite have enough. Not the tip. Half of your ice farm broke. Oh no! Do you know why at least? Is it something you know? Do you know like how to fix it? Or no? Or you kind of broke and you don't know? Because that'd be the worst. Yeah, I've never made an intense farm like that. Intense ice farm like that. Maybe if I ever figure out a build that requires just an insane amount of ice, I will. I just haven't had one. Because the ice farm I made in single player supplies like, what was it? I think it was like 9 stacks or more. in an hour. Oh no, it's the FBI. Oh, welcome, FBI. Welcome. Might have misplaced a block. Ah. I assume you built it with Lightmatica. Did you do a verify after you were done? The rate's now are 15,000. Ooh, yeah, that is significantly lower. That is definitely significantly lower. I did do a verify. Yes, no? Yes, no, maybe so. Well, if you didn't, I highly recommend always doing a verify, because it'll tell you if you have any blocks misplaced or missing. The one thing it will not tell you, though, and it's something you have to be just constantly aware of, is if something doesn't have an in it. Pretty bad for the effort. Oof. It's unfortunate. So if you did like a verify and, for example, you want to know, like, if a chest is what it's supposed to have in it, it won't tell you. Unless you made the schematic in single player. Then if you hover over it, it'll tell you. But it wouldn't tell you in the verify process. It'll only tell you, like, the comparator is, like, taking a wrong output or something. How do you do that? So I'll show you. Yeah. So let me just load up a random schematic. Like the old Cthulhu. Okay. So what you would do is in this menu, which you get from minus in on the numpad. I don't remember the hot. I think, or it's M. Schematic placements, configure. Yeah, let me get to the same one. Right here, schematic verifier. You click on that, and you click start verification. And it'll tell you, like if I click start now, it tells me I have, you know, there's prismarine where there should be air. It tells me, oh, I have air, but it's supposed to be cyan wool, and I can ignore it or anything like that. And I can reset, I can just show me wrong blocks, things like that. It is extremely good. Whenever you do like any complicated build, especially redstone, highly recommend verifying, because chances are you made a mistake somewhere, or at least I do all the time. So yeah, it's very good to use. Yeah, here he is, current work in progress. Managed to somehow figure out how to separate the fingers. So that kind of looks like there's 4 fingers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course the thumb over there. Like, it's not like perfectly split up, but you know what? This one's a little bit better. 1, 2, 3, 4. But now it looks like, you know, it's not just a blob for a hand. From the top it kind of is. But from the front you can kind of see where it's separated up, which is good. Okay, let's go do the other side here. Yeah, verify. There's, if you're using Lightmatica, I mean, I can show you a few quick tips with it. You could select an entire, you can make an entire selection with a hotkey. Like, you don't actually need to do like very complex stuff there. What else? You can make a copy in your world without actually saving it, which is very convenient because that allows you to just make a copy of an area you're working on and just keep going without, you know, saving it to disk, naming it, and all that. Well, naming it you probably should still do, but you get the point. You know, Lightmatica is extremely powerful. Yeah, I think my only gripe with it, if you can even call it that, is it's not perfectly usable with shaders. Now it is usable with shaders. I build with shaders all the time, but you cannot use the I guess I'll call it the UI. Basically, if I use shaders, I cannot see, like, the color it gives when it's a wrong block. I can't use, like, the selection stuff. I don't see any of the little lines. Which is, you know, it's a small sacrifice to make, I think. Okay, I want to do a little bit more down here, right? I did this automatically with World did it before. Now I'm doing it manually. You know what? Can't say I didn't try. But they're fine. Both are fine methods. And just at this point, more control, I guess, doing it manually. That's kind of how I thought about it. Okay, we've got a little bit too much here, I think, compared to here. I think there needs to be a little bit more here. Missing block there. And overall, okay. That should be good enough for a gradient once I add the slabs in. Slab stairs, all that good stuff. Yeah, the two next maybe infomercials type videos I want to make. So one of them being for the next Tuesday video. And I don't know which one I want to do first. What I want to do is for a mob switch, because mob switch I think is a lot easier than people think. Especially if you because you don't need any redstone if you use chunk loader. And so that's one, and another one is I want to do Lightmatica. Like, thankfully I've gotten to know Lightmatica pretty well, with consulting Massady quite a bit in the past as well for it. So I think it would be potentially helpful for people. Well, if you have preference on which one you want to see first, if you actually would, one would be helpful to you, let me know. We have this line. I don't like it. Better. Much, much better. Hmm? Oops. Yep. Yep. Good. Well, it's a bit much right there. Maybe right there. Yeah, let's just slightly reduce it here. And maybe knock out another one or two here. If I just change this to a slab, it might be enough. Yeah, that's a lot better. Hey, Fractal Fantasy, welcome in. How are you doing? Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. Let's see the gradient from the back. Yeah, a lot better, a lot better. I think maybe even a slab right there. Well, thank you. Yeah, is looking better every time. Doing fine? Well, how will you turn that fine into awesome? And then it'll be even better. Ooh. Let's just, let's do that. I don't know quite what I want to do for the wings yet, in terms of the slab, because I put a little bit of bluish here, but I wasn't really planning on like something specific. I do though want to make the tip still brighter, right? And if I want to do that, let's do that with right now. So it'll be like, we'll make it even brighter, like the tentacles. Had an exam today. I hope you did well. I'm sure you did. How do you think you did? I assume you don't know the score yet, because if you just had it today, I doubt, unless it's an electronic one where they can give you the score right away. Which I always want to say I'm sorry if it was, because I've seen enough pictures online of people showing how bad those are. But put a poll about Manica or Mob Switcher in Discord, let people decide. That's a good way of doing it. I've never done a poll in Discord. That is true. That is a good way of doing it. You know what? I might just do that. I'll make a note of that. Yep. Notepad. Discord poll for video. Okay. Either it's a win-win for you. Okay. You think you'll pass, but you can't be sure? Well, I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed for you. You know, we're gonna stay optimistic here. We're gonna assume that you passed with flying colors. In fact, you're better than you think. That's gonna be our hope. Is this like the last test before summer break? Assuming you're probably wrapping up soon with the school year, right? Okay. Yeah, it's a lot brighter there. Excellent. Brighter near the tip. Excellent. Very, very good. I don't know why I do that with like a Russian accent. But I do it. I want to raise this. You know what we can do? Simulate to raise without actually raising it. Stairs. I'll give the impression as though it's going up a little here without actually going up. Big brains right there. It's getting late. Well, have a good night. Thank you so much for stopping by here. Hope you have a good night's rest. Subscribe to crew. Yes. If you're enjoying the content, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed. It would mean a lot. And hit the like button. It does help me out. Because when a stream gets a lot of love, it pushes it up in the recommended, which is not as important on YouTube as on Twitch, which is true. But it still helps, you know? So I appreciate it nevertheless. Yeah. Looking good. Looking good. We're gonna make him as menacing as possible. Once we do the eyes. I don't know how to do the eyes. So I haven't kind of gone there yet. I do want to do them today. The eyes are the window to the soul, right? Does Cthulhu have a soul? Do eldritch gods have souls? I actually don't know. Actually, I don't know if souls are... Souls aren't in every mythology, right? They're only in some? Because I think there's some mythologies So I don't think, like, Greek has it, right? Souls. I guess it's, soul is just what you would call the part that goes to the afterlife, right? Effectively. So I guess a lot of them do have it. I was thinking, like, the Norse mythology doesn't have souls, but they might, but they kind of do. I don't know if they call it the same thing. I'm pretty sure they do. Oh. Although I will admit, Norse mythology is probably my favorite mythology. After God of War came out, I ended up listening to the audiobook on Audible about Norse mythology, and man, is that good. If you have Audible, just look up Norse mythology. I forget who it's by. It is so good. I think I've listened to it multiple times on a drive to and from my parents' house. And I say that because it's a trip across the country, across the state. So it's like a 7-ish hour drive, you know, give or take. An hour, sometimes 6, sometimes 8. But it's really, really good. Highly recommended, basically. We have a lot here, actually. Not a lot here. Let's reposition. Reposition! Reorientate everything! Was it Neil? Yes, yes, it was. That name sounds very familiar. I believe it was. Fantastic audiobook. I don't really care about books or listening, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, that was it. Mm-hmm. That does sound familiar. And there's a lot of stories. Because the way he teaches it is like telling you stories. Like, you know, you can imagine like you can be like, well, first came this, then came this in this boring way, but he does it like it's such a way that he makes it kind of engage in a story, not so much in you learning or something like that. So good. So good. Listen to that one and you really liked it? Yeah. I wonder if I should make the tips of his fingers a little bit light bluish. Then it'll probably blend in too much because there's no distinction between them. Just a little light blue on top? No. Not there, at least. Almost like I gave him a little tiny nose. Well, funny. I don't think it worked. Yeah, I can do something like that, but not much more than that. It's I do not know anything about Slavic mythology. I'll be honest. Not a thing. I'm sure there is something there. But yeah, I genuinely know nothing about that one. To be fair, I didn't know anything about Norse mythology either until God of War came out and made me interested in it. There's plans, from my understanding, to make a God of War in like the Egyptian ones and some other ones as well. And while like we did learn about the Egyptian mythology a bit in school, I'll probably do a much bigger dive into that stuff as like games become available for. That's kind of the beauty of games, right? It makes people interested in some things that they probably wouldn't normally be, like mythology for me. Because there's games for everyone. It's a matter of finding the one for you. Slavic myths are really weird. Oh, you know, I actually know a few. Although I don't know, I assume they're, now that I think about it, they might be myths. Because there's the Baba Yaga one. I think that's a Slavic myth. Now that I think about it. About the witch that lives in a house with feet. See, I don't know if those are myth or just children's stories. That's the thing. How do you separate them? Because like the Three Little Pigs, I don't think are like would be considered a myth, but like what separates that from like the story of Thor or something like that? I don't know, actually. Maybe I know some. And I'm just not aware that they're myths. That's probably more likely. Yeah, when I was a kid, I absolutely that's not a myth, but like I never cared for history, but there were two countries where I absolutely loved the history of. One was Egypt, and the other one was Japan. The samurai are just awesome, and so are the pharaohs. So for me, like that was the highlight of everything. Jewish story based on a myth. A lot of them are from Slavic myths because almost none of them were actually written. Ah. That explains a lot. Yeah, I guess that's true. Like a lot of stories are different. The one of the most interesting things to me is the original Disney fairy tales are actually from everything I've seen are very dark stories by the Brothers Grimm that were then just retold in a more children friendly way by Disney. But the original Brothers Grimm stories were apparently very, very dark, to say the least. Which is kind of cool. The one that people can do that, and two, if you want to, you can experience like a whole different side of like the classic Disney stuff, if you wanted to, by enjoying some Brothers Grimm, the original. Because I believe when I was in high school, we saw a recreation of the original Little Red Riding Hood by the Brothers Grimm, and oh boy, is that not for children. That was that movie was not for children. The original Cinderella was pretty brutal too. Yeah, I think the original story of what's it called? Little Red Riding Hood was had to do with things like, I think, abduction, like pedophilia. There's some real dark stuff there. like my God, like how do you look at that, as Disney or as anybody, and think, we like these stories, but we should put a twist on them to make them children friendly. Like, how do you do that? What goes through your head when you read that? You're like, I think we can work with this. Again, bravo Disney for being able to. Too much there? Yeah, I think that's too much there. There you go. Well, speaking of things that are brutal, that I remember watching as a kid. Now, some of you that maybe are older in chat might remember this. Happy Tree Friends. The most violent cartoon I've ever seen. Like, online cartoon. It was definitely not on TV. Blood and gore and guts spilling everywhere. but I absolutely loved it. It was just so random. If you like just pointless violence in a shell of cuteness, and you're ready to see high violence again, early teens, probably you're old enough. But just keep away, just be aware what it is. Happy Tree Friends is a great thing. I showed it to somebody a little while ago for the first time, and they were just laughing their butt off. Because of just how random it is. But I remember I showed it to my I think my stepbrother, but while his stepmom was in the room, like when he was younger. I think he was like 13, 14 at the time. And his mom was like, got upset. I was like, don't show him that. It's too violent. That's why be careful with that. Okay. Yeah, looking good. Now, what can we do for the eyes? I want to go to the eyes. I realized I did not click resume. Poop! Oh well. That one's on me. How do we do the eyes and make it more evil? If I take... I should have sampled it first. Let's do you. I need it to be this way, right? So... Hey, welcome in, Vincent. How are you doing? Welcome. Happy Thursday. Is this a little too weird? Yeah, and making his eyes angry is not really going to be an option, is it? Nah. It's really not. You know what? His eyes were fine. Not perfect, but his eyes are fine. I would love to put like maybe a red coloring there. Ooh, what about pushing it back by 1? That actually is going to help, probably. You're out of there? Have a good one, Fractal. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Right, because now we can do some interesting stuff of hiding the stuff. But maybe not on this side. This side? Really, it's not going to be a good way of doing it. Nah, let's just, let's just keep it like this. Push back, I think, is good. But I don't want to go too overboard compared to that. Actually, with it pushed back, what about adding red stained glass in front? Probably not going to read as well as I would hope. I mean, it is a little more red, technically. Oh, right. That doesn't connect to either side because they're stairs. Right. Poop. Okay. Fair enough. I just stick with the standard. push it back even more, though. Now, pushing it back even more is probably going to be a little weird. But what I could try doing instead, though, is not pushing back the entire thing, but just pushing back this part. Like so. To have it go kind of more in, because then we can remove this thing. Don't need you anymore. Okay. I think that's better. You have an idea how people do organic looking builds like that? How do you start? By having a 3D model and a schematic. That's how. Remember, I make I do them or get them in 3D, voxelize them, and then do the material smoothing and all the shape stuff after. Basically, be a 3D artist, and this is easy. To be honest, I mean, you've seen this. You've seen the streams, right? Some of the 3D streams. Yeah, the eyes are much better this way. Looks like magic to your brain. Good, good. Oh yeah, there we go. Because see now, because of how far I've pushed it back, it looks like the like when you roll around him, it looks the eyes are being hidden away. Oh yeah, that's much better. You can't visualize enough in your brain, do that kind of stuff. You know what's fun? I can't either. As I was like, I'm not creative at all. Like, did I come up with this Cthulhu in this case? No. I'm technically, you know, good or decent enough to just know how to make something look okay afterwards, basically. I wouldn't, you know, I think nothing that I do, you cannot learn how to do in like a week. I could probably teach you how to do this in a week or less. Or animation stuff, no problem. We started maintenance. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, let's grab some slabs here. Let me actually clear this out. We're gonna do the stone now. Cobble, mossy, stone. Where's andesite? Andesite. And then stair. I should set up some hotbars, honestly, for some of the stuff. Cobble and stone. Oh, it's andesite. Stone. It's part of why you're having so much fun with the create mod, I guess, and redstone. Yeah, that would make sense. That would definitely make sense. Yeah, for me, it's I'm an artist by profession, so I learned visually. So, well, you could try to explain to me, like, for a really long time, how something works, or you can tell me, why don't you just read the, like, the instruction manual or something like that, Unless I see it, I probably will never learn. Will never. It won't click. That's why, for me, like YouTube videos and tutorials like that. Oh yeah, that's where it's at for me. I need that visual, you know. It's why when I was doing the original Discord bot, it's why I did it in JavaScript. Not because I had like some special thing where I'm like, I really need to make it in JavaScript or something like that. No, it just, that's where all the tutorials were. And visual tutorials, not like, read this instruction manual and figure out how to use the language. I can't do that. I wish. It would make a lot of things much simpler if I could. You know what? I'm just not going to use stone slabs. Get stone. Well, first I'm sampling cobble, huh? You didn't get any explanations on why each step works and how? Yeah, I'm in that sense, I am very simple. I don't question things. If you show me like 2 + 2 = 4, like I am not the kind of person to be like, why? Like, cool. Answer, you know, equals 4. Done. Let's continue. You know, just that is just how things are. Okay. It has been decided that way. It's all okay to have different ways of breaking stuff. Yep. Yeah, nobody is... 2 people are not the same. No 2 people are the same. They might be similar, but they're not exactly the same. There's no way for them to be. So it's awesome that there's just so many ways of doing something. It's like Minecraft, right? Everyone has their own way of playing, and no one way is correct over another. You should never like force someone to do things a certain way. Try and put a little more mossy cobble in areas, just because you know it is going to be over the water, so it makes sense compared to like everything else. Let's put a little more actually. Just a tad more. Lots here. There. Cool. I remember somebody was trying to help me with something. I don't remember what it was or who it was. It's been a while. But I think it was regarding programming. And they sent me a link to like the documentation for it. And they're like, is this you know, Like, see this? Is this kind of the thing that I was trying to do? I think it was regarding the bot. And I looked at it. I'm like, I don't know. Because to me, the documentation might as well be written in a different language. It's like, I don't know. Is it? You tell me. Blueberry, banana, apple, crisp, orange juice, apple. What a name. Oh, welcome in. I hope I will not sully the first ever stream you watch and put you off from watching any more afterwards. It's a lot of pressure. Sure we'll be fine, guys. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. You know what? That doesn't make sense. Oh. We're working on Cthulhu. There's some rocks that were on him. He has his hands on some rocks. You know, nothing wrong with that, you know? Sometimes you want to grab some rocks. Shouldn't judge an elder god by the things he grabs. Is he an elder? Elder god? I forget his title. Cats. For me, definitely cats. One, they're adorable. And two, they're more of my energy level. I don't have the stamina to keep up with a dog. So that's the biggest reason why cats. Like, I'm okay-ish on the energy level, like, during a stream. But after the stream's over, oh man. You'll have ferrets. I knew someone that had ferrets. This was in college. But from everything people have always told me, apparently ferrets are extremely smelly. Cats bite your hand in Red Dead Redemption 2. Wait, do they really? I've seen some gameplay of the game. I never played it myself. That's funny. Yeah. They are? Okay. Now, why are they smelly? Are they smelly because people just don't know how to take care of them? In terms of like cleaning out, you know, their litter box or whatever it is, you know, fast enough? Or are they smelly because, you know, like maybe like a skunk, they emit some kind of smell specifically? Because obviously a skunk would be smelly, right? But they're not smelly because of the person's fault. Some gland between so this sort of like a skunk as well. Okay. Got it. But not as bad. I have heard people keeping skunks as pets too. Because a skunk only sprays when threatened. The problem is if they ever feel threatened or something happens, I mean, the risk is too high. To me, the risk is just way too high. Let's see, where else can we put some a little more moss? There we go. Yeah, you agree? Excellent. Excellent. Oh. I started the stream with a pretty big headache, but thankfully it seems to have died down quite a bit. You fast started create for huge energy. Now your place is all a mess. You need to clean it all and rearrange it so it's functional and clean looking and not a mess. You know, live and learn, right? I'll be honest, whenever I've played mod packs or any kind of mod and I want to like do anything with it, I would watch YouTube tutorials for it. 100% of them. Like I've never gone into a mod pack knowing nothing about it. I tend to just do a lot of research for that kind of stuff. Like I don't like well, I know a lot of people like figuring stuff out, but if it's I know I'm stupid. I don't hide it. So for me, like, you know what? Let me just figure out how to do this now. Hello, Uber driver. Paper. What about it? You're bad at planning without having the stuff already. Yeah, I mean, that's how I am as well. You can only plan for what you know. And the best you can do is probably just plan to change something, right? If you plan to have something change in the future, then I mean, it's probably enough. Uber gives you tips. Ooh. I've thought about driving Uber or something like that. The only thing that's always stops me from doing stuff like that is my car currently has about 5,000 miles after 3 years. Like, I don't drive my car a lot at all because I've worked from home for the longest time. And then COVID, and then have to stay home. So I haven't put a lot of miles in my car at all. So that's kind of why I'm like, the value of the car is pretty good. It's gonna last me a long time. I don't want to put miles on it. I know it's weird. No, that's kind of why I haven't. No other like super secret reason or anything like that. I just want to put miles on the thing. There you go. How's it looking? Yeah, I like his eyes a lot more now. Just pushing them back in depth. Hey, Yahtzee. Welcome in. I mean, 100 miles cost. Is Uber by mile? I guess that would make sense. Instead of being by time, because that would incentivize people to take detours. But at the same time, like a mile in like Los Angeles and a mile in the middle of nowhere would be so different in time that would it be even fair to compare the two? On miles? I don't know. I've never really thought about how all that is calculated. Because I'm pretty sure taxis either used to be or are by time, right? Or maybe it was by distance. Because if you were stopped, I don't think the meter ever went up. So maybe by distance on taxis as well. Do people still use taxis actually? I don't know. I haven't heard of anyone taking a taxi in a really long time. Doesn't mean they don't, but I just haven't heard of them doing it. Dun, dun. In New York City, they do. I guess in New York City, yeah. That would make sense. I imagine Uber drivers don't really want to drive in New York City because isn't it pretty dense in traffic with people there? In France, it depends. Sometimes distance, sometimes it's flat fees. Depends on where and when. I imagine it automatically figures out which one to do, because if I was the driver and it wasn't like set always right away, I would have anxiety, just like I hope I picked the right one, the one that gives me the most money and the customer is not gonna be sad about. You know, kind of thing. I'm sure, most likely, my guess is there's some complex formula where it takes the time and the distance into consideration. It's not just one or the other. That's what I actually think probably is. That's, you know, it's not that simple. Although, who knows, you know? Only the people that drive know for sure, if they've even looked into it. Everyone uses the subway and the taxi in New York City. Yeah, the public transportation in New York is really good, isn't it? I've been to New York City once when I was working on the Fortnite World Cup. As a data analyst, they flew me out to New York to work on that. So I've been to New York City and I hung around the park a little bit and just saw what's around there, but mostly like I didn't get to see much because there's just no time. I just remember it was like 90 something degrees, if not over 100 degrees that day. And just walking around the park and trying to enjoy it, like my hands are just covered in sweat. It's like you gotta do what you gotta do if you want to look at it. But it was a fun event. Got to experience New York even a little bit. I guess has its pros. Yeah, so I remember during that event, I think the third place won something like $750,000. And people were talking about how he ran up to his dad and he was crying because he felt so bad about disappointing his dad about not getting first place. Because yeah, keep in mind, the average age of people in that tournament was like 15. So he was like around 14, 15, I think, as well. And like, imagine winning $750,000 and feeling like you disappointed your parents. Like, it's crazy. Not saying that the dad felt disappointed, by the way. The son felt disappointed. Felt bad for disappointing his father. His father is not a cruel person as far as I know. Well, this guy's pretty much almost done. What do we still have to do on him? What do we still have to do on him? All right, we were thinking of doing some 118 materials on him. If I remember to, I'm gonna install maybe some of the pre-releases. But there's no world edit or anything like that. Because I was thinking that, you know, swap out some of the colors on the wings with some of the 117 blocks. But there's no world edit. As far as I know. Hold on, actually, let me actually see. Have they started releasing, maybe pre-release updates? No, only 116. I thought so. Yeah, usually world edit takes a little bit longer than some other mods to update. Okay, well, fair enough. Okay. Yeah, I think tomorrow we'll either start figure out gathering their materials where it's placed. This is Cthulhu. I'll show you a picture of Cthulhu, who's an eldritch god. It's in the his name is in the title if you want to see a bunch of pictures, but let me find one reference that's one good reference, because they're you know, he's depicted in many different ways. If you ever seen here's a good one, Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean, it's sort of like that, inspired, except a little bit different. In the mythology department. Oh. But that's Cthulhu. There's a few games that are based on him as well. And, yeah, he's cool. And depending on, like, where you look at him, he visually is gonna be very different. Because no one, because it's mythology, no one's is set on like the color and the everything on him. So I'll basically have him. He's gonna be above water here. So in my on the server. Do I need to sleep? No. There's a skelly here. So we have a mountainside on one side, right, that we made. We have our house, and I want to put him over here in the water. So he's gonna be a big boy. Sheep, don't go down there. Actually, if I load up the old one, Where's Cthulhu? There's Cthulhu. And then I did you. Just to have an idea of where he's gonna go. Actually, here, let's do that. Done. So he's gonna go around there, maybe a bit closer. How long will it take to make? Maybe a week, but I think gathering the materials is gonna probably take a good amount of time. There should be a guardian farm on the server, though, so it shouldn't be that bad. Guardian farm, and I think farms pretty much for everything. So that way, if I come here, you know, position him in a way where maybe he's like right in front of the window. I mean, outside the window, you would just see him menacingly. Most likely, you could probably build him up in a single day. It doesn't matter how much time you spend per day. So yeah, he'll be like maybe around there, maybe a little more to the left. We'll kind of, you know, play by here, or maybe I'll move him closer, so that way we can really see him. And this is like the old, you know, this is just a single material one, but that way, yeah, you'll see him coming out, and then he'll go all the way down in the water. We'll kind of fake it below the water, though. And on one side, we'll have Great Eldritch God, and the other we have a mountains with no way out. Seems like a plan to me. I could probably have made him bigger, looking at this now. I think originally I had him like twice as big, but you gotta keep in mind, like, if I actually fly out to him, look at this. The wings are pretty much where the mountain ends here, and are pretty much where the mountain ends here, right? I think I positioned him actually pretty well. Yeah, where the mountain ends here. So, while he doesn't look that big when, you know, you're looking at him from a distance here, he's quite large. Because of perspective. Oh, you can disconnect on the inside. Oh. And the safety of my home. Yeah, Lucien, not that big. Well, he, like, in perspective, like, when you look at him from a distance, right? Because you see more through the mountain, it doesn't look as big. But then when you actually fly next to him, yeah, he's big. Actually, what is his dimensions? Out of curiosity. Hold on. Schematic placements. He is 206 wide, 97 deep, I assume. Or 97 tall. 154 deep? Or 154 tall? Probably 154 tall. 206 wide. And 97 depth. Although maybe the depth one is the larger one. I don't know. That thing is massive. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to make, though. I look forward to having him in the world. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should put some bluish tones here. Because only his, I guess his chest doesn't have anything. His arms doesn't have anything. Neither does his head. I guess it's fine. But I guess the blue does make it seem like there's a little bit of water on him. I might sprinkle in some blue. Before I make the schematic tomorrow, I might sprinkle in a little bit more of the warped through his hands and arms. Sort of maybe like that, just sparingly. Just to make it seem like there's water. This has the gradient. These have the gradients, so yeah, we're not touching those. Now we're not touching those. But cool. I think he's like 95% done. And yeah, tomorrow we'll finish him off, make a schematic, and plan our attack in terms of how many resources we need. We need a lot. There is a guardian shop. I'll buy out everything there, and then I'll need to figure out where the guardian farm is to run it myself. So yeah, should be good. But guys, that is where we're gonna wrap it up today. Thank you so much for joining me. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific for hopefully the start of survival with Cthulhu. So again, thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your night. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye. Goodbye, everybody.